TV radio. Yes, I'm calling me Dieka Omi, and you're listening to Liberty TV radio. Don't touch that dial. You touch it, I'll nick it back.
Mesdemoiselles, mesdames et messieurs, je vous dis bonsoir. Je m'appelle Arnaut et ce soir je suis avec LBT sur LBT TV Radio.
This is radio like you never heard before. LBT TV Radio, the pathfinder for radio. LBT TV Radio, we dare to lead. LBT TV Radio. Long-form broadcasting. Listen.
Hello, good morning and welcome to the Monday edition of the Sports Buffet on Liberty TV Radio. My name is Daffy Matthew. So you love to come in the Liberty on the spot. Balkan Salah or Idil Kabir, whatever the right pronunciation or enunciation of the feast. So bad I didn't get a salamit. Yeah, I didn't get a salamit. My Muslim friends. Well done. Well done. Muslim friends, well done. If you can't get to me, there's supposed to be a dispatch. That's why we have dispatch. They banned Okada, they didn't ban dispatch riders, okay? Because I remember when you people want to come pick up something from this office, you know how to send dispatch riders, but no meat, right? So I want to believe that no, I have Muslim friends. Nasri, yes, I can call you out. You didn't send me meat, Abi. No problem. You know now. Let's just keep our fingers crossed. Let's enjoy the show. Yeah, so I was to the people saying that they tried to call in on the show and it's not going through. We don't have a phone and I don't have the money to buy it. That's just the truth. Somebody said that I don't even try to package myself. There's nothing to package. There's nothing to live your life for, right? I don't have that energy. I have canceled 28. They say rain cause some balls. Hope you enjoy the weather. I'm not gonna take the excuse of the rain. I'm not gonna agree. Well, you guys should just buy us a phone. Do us a favor. We're a startup. People should just buy us a phone, please. We're begging. I'm spending too much here. It's no light. You're buying diesel. You're buying fuel, equipment, paying for. And then this week I'm going to Port Harcourt. This weekend I'm going to Port Harcourt. Guess why I'm going to Port Harcourt? My former team won the league in Nigeria, and I'm going to go celebrate with them. Is there anything bad with that? Some people say, "Oh, David, come on, you played for Sharks, you played for Eagles Smith. Now this is Rivers United." Well, it's the amalgamation of the two now. It's the 1914 of the two that brought about Rivers United. Now we won the league. Okay. Can I go and celebrate again? Please, please don't be a joy killer. I want to go celebrate. So I'm flying to Port Harcourt. If you're in Port Harcourt and you want us to meet, send me a message in my DM. But I hate this conversation because that's why I told everybody that if you're in Dubai, let's meet. I went to Dubai, spent 2 weeks plus in Dubai, and all the people who we'll hook up in Dubai, we'll give you a treat. I'm not sitting there. You know that. I just know that those are the people that just go to shopping mall, use free internet to be chatting and be listening, and then they'll be forming like, oh, they are Dubai big boy. Now I can't enter Dubai and not say I wash. Everything I wash, all of a sudden they stay charged and they say they did Dubai. But that's a topic for another day. I'm just saying I'm coming to Port Harcourt on Saturday. So if you're in Pitakwa and the neighboring environment from Warri or Benin, from Bayelsa or Abia, that's the region, or Calabar, not too far, and you want us to hang out, let's come. I mean, come around. I can sneak you into the stadium, the Adokia Mesimaka Stadium. That will be my first time of going into the stadium. Not been to the Adokia Mesimaka. I played the Civic Center. I played at the Liberation Stadium of Lakaya, but never entered the Adokia Mesimaka Stadium. So this will be my opportunity to also enter the stadium and have a view of it, because I think Something good is. How does Hassan Rock say something is about to happen? I think that next season, starting from this August, I would be a lot more. The artists go well. I'll be a lot more in Port Harcourt. I have a job. Tentatively, there's a tentative job that I need to do. You guys will see it because you guys will be part of it. I might not be on the show here regularly, but I might also be doing live from Port Harcourt for the time that I will be there. Barrister Chris Green have just been announced on Saturday as the new commissioner of sports. River State it was called in about 6 months, about less than 10 months ago to come take over the reins of Rivers United, and in doing that, he's helped them to win the league with 4 games to spare. Now, for the appreciation for doing that, Governor Wike nominated him, and he went through the screening. Remember, I was a commissioner of sports in 2007 before, if I'm not mistaken. And now he's gotten this chance again to be a commissioner of sports. And he's got only 10 months. Only 10 months. 10 months to the end of this government that we have. And from the look of things, he's going to do a good job. Apart from Delta State, Port Harcourt is my other state. Port Harcourt is actually my coming of age state. But, sometimes I'm in love with so many places. I'm in love with Sweden. I'm in love with Romania. All the places that I've been, I'm in love with Russia because obviously the reason why I still have my 2 legs, even though lately I've been having serious pains on my left leg. It seems like I twisted it some time ago, and the screw, the rack that's holding the screw, I don't know if I bent it, but it seems like it's out of place. And you normally used to touch it on a particular place, now it's somewhere else, and the pain is crazy. But hey, we gotta live. As long as I've got breath in me, I'm not going to focus on the thing that is paining me or distracting me. I'm going to focus on the things that I can do. Because no matter how you live it, whether you have a complete 100% good health, one day you're going to die and leave. And you're going to be judged by the things you did here. You're going to be remembered. When I was growing up, I used to ask my teachers, why do we always quote Aristotle, Socrates, this one, that one? All of them are foreigners. Why don't we quote Africans or Nigerians? Okay? And his answer to me, Mr. His answer to me would be, when you start doing the things that they will quote, people will quote you and talk about you. So I think I took that challenge and I've lived my life for that. Like, you know what? And I've been living, man. Do whatever you do differently. Let people talk about you, okay? And so when you see me do all these crazy things that I do, but sometimes there are some things I do that does not need to be in public. I just need to be behind the scene. Like I told someone the other day that somebody asked me, what have you done for Nigerian football? And I said, if I tell you what I've done for Nigerian football, you vote me as the president of Nigeria, not even just Nigerian football president. If I tell you. And he was like, what have you done? It was on Twitter. And I said, listen, I'm the first person to sell a player in Nigeria League for 2 million. I am also a major reason why Nigeria won bronze at the 2016 Olympics. He said, I said, Sasha is alive. Go and ask him. The vice president is alive. Go and ask him. Bukola Saraki is alive. Go and ask him. And this was an exchange on Twitter. I said, listen, if I'm going to lie to you, I won't be calling these people and be tagging them, right? So go ask them and maybe you would understand better. But you should start with Samson Sasa and probably his PA, Abu. And then we got talking and a whole lot, it was a long exchange, a long trip. And eventually he said, as a journalist, what have you done for the Nigerian League, guys? Man, I said, listen, I played in this league. I own a team from grassroots that ran up to the league. I also have employed loads of people. And I've also produced both journalists, reporters, and everything for this league. Hi, you're not on my league. We're not the same. You understand? You're not coming boxer and Tyson Fury. We're not on the same league. But the fact that social media equalizes everybody doesn't mean you should just go and harass people. But let's get past me. Let's talk about sports. The season is closed. I just realized that we are less than a month away from the European season kickoff. But how do we start talking about European season without talking about the Super Falcons? Yeah, lost our first game 2 goals to 1. And a lot of people, not everybody anyway, there are people who still believe in the Falcons. But a lot of people were just shading them. And I was wondering why. What gives anybody the right to shade the Falcons? I think that there are 2 teams in the world that should not be shade in sports. Okay, more than 2 anymore. Brazil, no matter how poor Brazil plays in the tournament, you have no right to shade them, to banter them. The Super Falcons in AFCON, no matter how badly they perform, Even if it is over 10 competition, you have no right to banter them. The American basketball team, the US men national basketball team, the US women football team, I don't think nobody have the right to shame them. But hey, we live in a world where people think that they have the right to do this type of things, and it doesn't mean anything. And it is strange. If you're trying to call in on the phone, I think you are just going to be wasting your time because, to be very honest with you, the phone is in a mental state. That's why I keep saying that we need a new phone. But right now, I don't think I have 150, 100 or 150,000 naira to buy the type of phone that will keep us here. So we're gonna be patient. I'm sorry, it's the truth. I can't lie about it. But if you have one that you're not using and you think we can use, send it across to me. This pass it to the office. Send it to the elevator TV name, will be fine. That said, you can still send messages on WhatsApp 07025000069. So Super Falcons beat Burundi 4 goals to nothing, and now we are going to face Cameroon next. And South Africa won their game 1-0. The only thing is that they won all their games, so they got maximum 0.9 point. We got 6 points, but no problem. I hope we meet them again. But then if some other opponent beats them before we meet them, and them soccer, not my business. But then there are some of the South Africans that were on my YouTube channel that were running their mouth. I really would love to see us play South Africa again and live up to what I said. I said if we meet this South Africa again, we'll beat them. And I'm still holding on to that. But that said, it's not Nigeria versus South Africa. They're not our mates. Let's be very honest here. Even if we beat South Africa, it's not a big deal. We'll be beating them since forever. So they're not really our mates. They're not a team for us to bother about. Having said that, though, if they are the best opponent that can face us, then let's give them what we can give. And the rains are falling anyway. So that said, the Super Falcons are on course to defend their title that they won last in 2018. Remember, the 2020 edition was unable to hold because of the COVID. Ogale Yadi, how you doing? That name Ogale, I like that name. Got a few people in my bloodline and in my lifeline that have that name. Some are very stubborn, some are very nice. So he cut both ways anyway. But then there's going to be transfer stories. There's talk that Jose Mourinho wants to have Lucas Torreira. That should be good. Arsenal is now going back to the Arsenal that they used to. Sadiq Animashaw, how are you doing? The man who idolized Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm thinking, I mean, we saw you in 2008, right? October 2008. You've come a long way. You know that I was banking. I told my friend then that this guy is going to be one great footballer that we'll be talking about. But football sometimes is unfair. It's got everything: the physique, the personality, the what you can call a brand. But even when I was covering grassroots, I was like, is this boy not playing for any of this team if he's not gone to Europe? And I'm saying 2008, 2019, it's 10 years, and it's been 12 years now, right? That's a whole long time. Football. I was telling my wife yesterday, we were having this conversation about football because we were talking about one young boy who was playing football. Well, he's no longer young. He's 28 now, and they were telling me, and I said he should go and learn a trade. Since he didn't go to school, he should go and learn a trade and live his life. He can also do things around sports. He should go. If he wants to come around, he can come around like Emmanuel Sebastian did. Come and get mentorship. Look for anybody in the sports space that can mentor him, and he can be a reporter, he can be a writer, he can be a presenter, analyst, he can be a blogger, something around football, on across social media. And people are like, no, I shouldn't be saying that. It's 28, 27, 28. I still have time. And I said, listen, he doesn't have time. If at this time he's not even played for any amateur club, like he's not really making name, nobody know him, he doesn't have time. But people don't understand. The thing about football is we see all the people that are successful in football, but the reality is football, like politics, destroy people more than it makes people. Football destroys people more than it makes people. That's something that a lot of people don't even consider. There are those ones that fake agents will carry and go dump in places. When we're in Dubai, we saw a lot of them. Fake agents dump that they are still believing that they are going to play football. And I watched them play like this one of people play professional football again. But hey, they still think that they've got it in them. And that's the thing that football does for you. It makes you start thinking, oh, don't worry, I've got it in me. I will just, one agent will just come and just watch me play and just take me away. No, it doesn't work like that again. Football doesn't work like that. If you're not in the space of the game, others, I have an agent. My agent will do this. My agent will do that. It doesn't work anymore. It just doesn't work anymore. It's just a deception. If it's even better to go and learn barbing. Okay, learn barbing, get a small salon, get a space, and be doing your haircut than believing that you're going to play football. Because for every one person that makes it out of a team, there is over 200 that will not make it in football. That's just the truth. It's a very bitter truth that people don't want to hear, but that's the truth. Well, let's look at some of the stories that we've got. Lewandowski is dancing Atlanta. Again, he's feeling like the deal is going to go through, but it's still dependent on Manchester United activating the purchase of what's it called Frankie de Jong. And it's just that Man United are not pricing Frankie de Jong to the valuation that Barcelona have kept him, because a club like Barcelona that desperately needs money, they want to sell, they want to maximize all their sales and make sure they get what they can get. Official anyway. Roberto De Zerbi has left Shakhtar Donetsk. Former Sassuolo boss Roberto De Zerbi has now left Shakhtar Donetsk following his contract that is being terminated a few days ago. So it's no longer working with them as their coach. They look for somebody else. Well, Shakhtar Donetsk, Ukraine, all those problems that they're having. Valencia are preparing a 13 million pounds offer for Matteo Politano. Will he work? Will he not work? You know why that is. He's former coach. He's not the coach of Valencia. Talking about General Gattuso. Juventus make new contact with Arsenal for Gabriel Magalhaes, and we're also hearing that Arsenal are open to selling Saliba. I'm wondering if you're going to let Gabriel Magalhaes go. If you are, I thought he's untouchable. I thought that with the way Arsenal is enforcing that team, it would be stupid to sell him. But then there's something they call irresistible money or crazy money. Okay, so when you have that kind of crazy money, it's hard. Umari Yakubu, thank you for joining us. It is hard to keep a player, and if the player also signifies that he wants to go. But then I'm thinking if they want to do all these deals, they should do it quick. The season is less than a month away. The season starts on the 7th of August. This is 11th of July already. So it's 4 days short of a month. From now, the season will start. You've got to have your best players ready. You don't want to start the season on the losing side. Obviously, somebody's going to lose, somebody's going to draw, somebody's going to win. But your preparation should be geared towards you being on the winning side, not being on the losing side. Especially with preseason not being, preseason is not exhibition. Preseason is no longer what it used to be. My day where you go to one secluded place, you run, you keep fit, you learn tactics, you understand your team. And looking at the team like Arsenal, where they would have a lot of new players, I think that if they want to let any player go, it should be now is the time. And then they get in on the groove of signing in new players, replacement, and then get going. But I think that Ben White and Gabriel Magalhaes have formed a good partnership that should be kept at least for one more season before any one of them is sold. That said, Manchester United ready to accelerate for Paulo Dybala after Cristiano Ronaldo's exit. So where is Cristiano Ronaldo going? That's the conversation. Manchester United also are interested. It's like every focus is in Italy right now. Are interested in Milan defender, former Chelsea player who couldn't hold down a shirt, but then ended up winning the league title with AC Milan last season. I'm talking about Nigerians' own Fikayo Tomori. Yes, that's the player that they are looking at to get. So let's see how that will go. Scott report, Sassuolo's new signing, Augustin Alvarez. They say he's the guy that will take over Gianluca Scamacca when he goes to Paris Saint-Germain or any other club that he chooses to go, because there is also the domino effect of Lewandowski leaving Bayern Munich, and Bayern Munich can pounce on that one and decide to bring this Scamacca. That's the rumor. Don't know how true that is. Let's not forget that over the weekend we had the men and the women's Wimbledon final, Southwest London, XW19, as it is called, experienced the beauty and the never-ending power of the Joker. The Joker, again, continued in his tradition of losing the first set and then coming back to punish whoever, he was playing with. And that's exactly what he did, when he kind of like smashed it out. But let's start with what happened on Saturday, as it was nice to see. For me, I don't know about any other person, but for me, it was nice to see that the people that were playing in the finals were not the usual suspects, and how it was very quick to get Serena Williams out of Wimbledon. I'm not rejoicing at a failure. I'm just saying it. It's nice to see that Elena Rybakina lost her first set 6-3, and then went on to really pile on the pressure, winning 6-2, 6-2 over Ons Jabeur, the Tunisian. When she got to the finals, all of a sudden she went from being Tunisian to be Arab. Again, it's all about narrative. Because when they say Arab, it is blood. It is not blood. You start thinking Arab. Where is she from? Is she from the Middle East? She's from Southeast Asia. Where is she really from? Okay. I mean, Arab can mean India, can mean anywhere, Pakistan, Israel. It can be anywhere, right? They didn't mention. I didn't see much mention of where she came from, like Tunisia, and I was just kind of like, okay, there's something here, and it's one of those things that you just see and you just smile and laugh. It's like, okay, the politics of the game. Okay, you just want to take away the African name from it. Well, maybe I'm the one that is being paranoid and being over suspicious anyway, but that's what happened. But what happened on Sunday was beautiful. Novak showed why he is the man. Why Southwest London is his playground. The way Roland Garros, for instance, is the playground for the muscle man from Madrid. Okay, Rafael Nadal. Not happy that he got injured, but thank God he had his muscles injury and was out of the way. His stomach injury and was out of the way. Nick Kyrgios is the bad boy of tennis. It's good that we have him because sometimes you need people like him to put some news, to put some headlines, to put some chat and all that in the game. And Novak Djokovic lost the first set 6-4, and from then on it was 6-3, 6-4. But then the final set was close, really, really close, and it won 7-6, right? After many tiebreakers, okay. But it was beautiful. It was beautiful to see win again. There's something called familiar territory, and I think that was Southwest London is familiar territory for him. And then in football, it was nice to see the Falcons win the way they won. Okay, it was very, very nice to see them win. But we're forgetting also that women football is not only going on in Nigeria. I mean, in Africa, there's also women football going on in Europe. Iceland and Belgium women, they played their 1-1. But the French women were mean as to beat Italy 5-1. And a whole lot of that people talking about England. England are playing Norway tonight by 8 p.m. I hope they get something going for them. I don't know. But then for women, you have Australian women playing against the Northern Ireland women. Austria women playing against Northern Ireland, and then the English women playing against the Norwegian women. Who's going to win this one? It's hard to predict. You know why? England have also beaten these Norwegian women before. Yes, they have very good players. They're superpowers. They're solid. But don't take England for granted. England also know how to show up when you least expect them. They've not been really fantastic in this tournament anyway, but they just might decide to turn up today, and the conversation will be different. A few headlines across the beautiful world of football in England. I like how, when I saw this Wayne Rooney story, I picked interest in it because it is just very easy. And this is me not playing a risk card, but I'm just wondering. It's very easy for these white ex-players to get a coaching job compared to black ones in a way. I don't know what they do. What is it that they know? What is it that they do that the black ones are not doing? They need to learn. Ronnie lands in Washington after agreeing $1 million a year deal to return to DC United as head coach. But he travels alone after wife Colin had said US capital was quite behind the UK. It depends. I don't know where I would choose. I've kind of like lived in both sides of the divide. Washington is a little bit very quiet anyway, but the UK weather, I'm not a fan of the UK weather. I'm not really a fan of the UK anyway. I mean, I don't think I'm one person that can live in the UK. I'm also not a fan of the US. Okay, I can't live in the US as well. Not mention Canada. Don't even go there. You see, best place in the world to live in is Nigeria. For me, I don't know about you. I don't know about anybody. Well, if you want to join in on the conversation, it is 07025000069 on WhatsApp. You can't call in. If you call in, you just waste your time. You can't call in. Don't bother calling in at all. Okay? But then you can also drop a comment on Instagram as well as drop a comment on YouTube if you're watching right there. And please do want to subscribe to the channel if you've not. Senator Sam, I see you. Yeah, my guy, my bloodline. You can do well to drop a comment on the YouTube channel. Do well to drop a comment on Instagram, and let's get it going. Whatever question you ask, what you want to ask, you want us to talk about, we could talk about it. It's a Monday, it's a public holiday. I understand. I don't expect too many people to be on the show this morning, but hey, it is what it is. We gotta go. They say like this, I'll stop. The show must go on. So let's look at some of the transfer stories that we need to touch base with. Cristiano Ronaldo, anyway, before we talk about transfer, don't forget that Cristiano Ronaldo did Manchester United a scam. What do I mean by scam? Cristiano Ronaldo waited, collected his bonus, collected all the money, and then decided that he wants to leave. Oluchi, Dr. Lucci, I can see you there. How you doing? Asaba. Senator Sam say, I don't drop comments. Which comment with that? Your father left here to big belly. If I come back, don't worry. I don't mention it, please. If I come back your house, then I just go support for me at the call. In this smile that he in Chelsea will move for Cristiano Ronaldo, Thomas Tuchel laughs and says, I will not tell you when asked by a fan if the one-way Manchester United star could be on his way to Stamford Bridge. Now, this is a question I'm throwing to you guys. If you're a Chelsea fan out there or you're a football fan out there and you're watching me this morning and you want to join in on the conversation. Luch, you know I love you, right? You know I love you, but we're always fighting. We're both two stubborn people, so it's okay. Now, the question is, Cristiano Ronaldo going to Chelsea. Is that a need? Is that a need or another mistake that a club like Chelsea wants to make? Because they got in Lukaku, Thomas Tuchel, as they call him in the Germans call him. We say Tuchel, but they say Tuchel. Senator Son, we're talking about Chelsea, please. Lukaku is back home. Oh, we're on loan. You people did scam. Or you people they do 419 and nobody did. You people did scam. Well, Chelsea and then people go share. So I got 4 go shop. So my question is, looking at the movement of Cristiano Ronaldo, went to Juventus, they became worse than they were before Cristiano Ronaldo came in. Went to Manchester United, who ended the season in second, and then they ended the season in 6th position. Considered the highest number of goals they've ever considered in Premier League era. Was good. Sure, worst ever. They had their worst ever season in the Premier League. Now, having said that, do you think that Chelsea, the way Chelsea is structured right now, because it is confirmed, it is accepted now that Cristiano Ronaldo only perform in a place where everybody is prime and proper, where the elements are all aligned. Do you see this Cristiano Ronaldo as a player that will come into this current Chelsea squad? I know that there's going to be some reinforcement. Some people are talking about Neymar coming. We have Cristiano Ronaldo and Neymar in one team. Jesus Christ. Let me tell you one of the biggest problems that today's football requires, that some superstars face in today's football. Football now is about pressing. It's not what you do when you're with the ball. That's normal. That's a given. It is what you do when you're not with the ball. And that's the kind of thing that made players like Sadio Mane, for me, worth £500,000 a week. But then he's an African player, so, 250 seems like heaven. They press from the very top. Even press the ball boys and press the fans join. They press you like wish. By Africans, what do you expect? But having said that, Cristiano Ronaldo will not press. There are some of the players in Chelsea that also do not know how to press properly. They don't know how to make the press work properly. Is Cristiano Ronaldo a player that you need? I wish what's it called? Precious Omosuwe can come here and give me analytics again like he did with that Ogbori Lukaku. But at the end of the day, we saw who was right and who was wrong anyway. And let me not rub it in because he's my guy. He's my go-to guy when I need somebody to run to. Now, having said that, Chelsea fans, do you think that Cristiano Ronaldo is a need for Chelsea or they're just wasting their time? Okay, and if they eventually get in, where would you, with Cristiano Ronaldo, where do you think they will end? Would they end in 6th position like Manchester United did last season and then scoring a few goals, acting all the drama and the rest? Or what do you think? Okay, Ramsey tricked into signing Juve's contract termination. That's what the story is being told here. Somebody tricked him, okay, to sign his contract termination. Well, it's a joke anyway, but that's what we saw. The fans of Juventus don't want Ramsey in their team, and they're doing everything. They're doing everything to make sure he leaves their team. Liverpool will not pursue Jude Bellingham this summer because he's not on the market. Explain Jurgen Klopp. As Red Bulls insists, they won't sign any other midfielders for the new season, meaning that they are done. Exclusively reported by Daily Mail, they said that Barcelona is set to win the race to sign Rafinha from Leeds as the table late bid worth £63 million to pip Chelsea to his signature after receiving a cash boost from selling their TV right. Oh, people will get upset. God go bless them. TV right be like NFT. Okay, Senator, I say, my friend, respect my Lukaku is good for us. So boring. Back in like a player. If that one name, but I play ball. Derek Chisora names Adolf Hitler among his dream dinner party guests to ask him why he did what he did. As the heavyweight star also picked Jesus Christ, Julius Caesar, and King George III alongside the Nazi dictator in a bizarre lineup. Okay, I also would love to have to interview that. If you ask me my top 10 dream interviews that I would love to do, okay? Adolf Hitler will be on that list. Adolf Hitler will be there. George Bush, why did you go to Iraq to go and look for weapon of mass destruction? You didn't see anything, and you didn't. Barack Obama, yes, why did you sanction the killing of Gaddafi? Those questions are questions that are hanging in the air. Somebody needs to answer. Somebody asked me that one before. What's my dream lineup for top 10 dream lineup for people that I want to interview? Mayweather, Floyd Mayweather. I want to talk to Mayweather. Mayweather is too brilliant to be a boxer. Like, it's too brilliant, it's too intelligent to be a boxer. That freaks me out. Jay-Z, yes, also too brilliant to be a ghetto child, right? Too brilliant to be a ghetto child. Another person I'd like to interview is the Shaq Attack, the Shaq. Shaquille O'Neal, and then LeBron James, and then Zinedine Zidane, and then Andrea Pirlo. Yes, those guys, I would love to interview them. But let's jump into the transfer gist. It's a holiday, so I'm in the holiday mode. It's the Salah mode. So I said we should respect Lukaku. Who is Lukaku? That will be a player. Okay. Bayern Munich are considering Tottenham Hotspur and England forward Harry Kane, 28, as a replacement for Robert Lewandowski. With the 3-year-old Poland striker eager to lead the Bundesliga champions this summer. Hey, people hooray! Like say Harry Kane will finally have a taste of trophy. Oh God, yeah, I want to have a taste of that trophy that I've lifted the Bundesliga trophy before. Oh God, Harry Kane, you've not lifted the trophy. What a shame. Oh. Chelsea and Paris St-Germain will enter the race to sign Lewandowski should his desired move to Barcelona fail to materialize. Barcelona believe they will be able to sign Portugal midfielder Bernardo Silva 27 from Manchester. Oh, Jesus Christ. This is how Pep Guardiola's team wants to suffer now. Lukaku go shame you for Serie A. I beg you, that one, Muguna Abaka. Yep. Okay. Man City, please. I know you guys are selling this period. I don't know whether I'm not get money again. But please don't sell Bernardo Silva. That would be a problem. You've let Raheem Sterling go. I know you have Mahrez. I know you have King Gundogan. You have Kevin De Bruyne. But if you've noticed very well, Kevin De Bruyne does not show up in big games. He pretends to be showing up, but he doesn't. So think about that very well. Chelsea boss Thomas Tuchel is reluctant to bring Manchester United and Portugal forward Cristiano Ronaldo 37 to Stamford Bridge this summer. What do you want to can do? West Ham United have turned their attention to Roma and Netherlands winger Justin Kluivert, 23, after missing out on Villarreal's and Danjuma's, who is 25. Okay, Chelsea are preparing to match Napoli's £34 million asking price for Senegal centre-back Kalidou Koulibaly, who is 31 years of age. That's the time that somebody wanted to buy this player for 80 million. Napoli said they would not sell. They didn't win anything with him. They just kept him. And now he's old. The value is low. And well, he's won the African Cup of Nations. However, Juventus are planning to fund the signing of Koulibaly with the 90 million fee they hope to receive for Netherlands defender Matthijs de Ligt, with Bayern Munich and Chelsea favorite to sign the 22-year-old. Okay. And, there's a reason why they call Juventus the old ladies. They always like to sign old players. Chiellini, Bonucci were grandpa, they were playing for that club. Okay, Everton are set to offer England goalkeeper Jordan Pickford 28 a new long-term contract, according to the Liverpool Echo. Arsenal are in talks with Benfica after submitting a £6.4 million offer for their Spanish left-back Alex Grimaldo, who's 26. Why is he cheap? Well, let me tell you why. The player in himself wants to leave. The club are trying to cut down their expenses on salaries, and the player have 1 year on his contract. If he doesn't go, if he extends his contract, you're going to pay him more. They don't want that to happen, so that's the reason why they're trying to cut costs. They want to do some renovation with their facilities. They want to do some upgrade, and then they're saving money because the economy does not look good. So that's the reason why it is that cheap. Why is Arsenal negotiating? Just sign this damn player and forget Lisandro Martinez for Manchester United. I will take Bernardo any day. Anyway, let's not forget that Tierney is injury prone, so you can't bank on Tierney for a long time. Arsenal midfielder Lucas Torreira, 26, has spoken to Roma manager Jose Mourinho about the switch to the Serie A club, and the conversation is looking beautiful. But with Mourinho, anything is possible. Mourinho, like older players, doesn't really do well with short players. Torreira is short. Whether that deal will go through is one that is left to be seen. Manchester United are prepared to go through the transfer window without signing a defensive midfielder as they chase Barcelona's Netherlands midfielder Frankie de Jong, 25, and Denmark's Christian Eriksen, who's given a verbal agreement but has not signed a deal. Why? I don't know. Sevilla are among the clubs interested in Tottenham left back Serginho Reguilon, 25, as a good player. Manchester Spurs are going to lose him. I don't know, but I know that good money will make them release a player. Levy lost money more than trophy. Manchester City will sign a new centre back this summer if Netherlands defender Netanyahu 27 joins Chelsea. Let him go. He knows how to play ball. That's according to Fabrizio Romano, and you know he never gets it wrong. Arsenal and Newcastle are interested in Lyon and Brazil attacking midfielder Lucas Paqueta, but both Premier League side feel the French club's valuation of 65 million, which is 55 million pounds for the 24-year-old, is too high. What does Lyon, the people in Lyon, Lille and Lyon, what do they do in that French league that they are able to sell players for that high amount of money? And then some people will be calling it the Farmers League. You know that Arsenal have not sold any player for 50 million. They're playing in the Premier League, but people playing in the Farmers League will be selling players for 80 million, 70 million, 72. They sold the Caban for Arsenal. Alon, new player. Nicolas Ayas are not going to be the worst player ever in the history of football. That's the only player that Lukaku is even better than. Yeah, I know that's a shot on my friend. So you should leave it. This is a personal conversation. Manchester City, okay, I read that one. And Chelsea wants 7 million from Barcelona for Spain defender Cesar Azpilicueta, who is 32, who has already agreed personal terms with the Catalan club. Got to squeeze, that's it. Since you don't want to release your own player, we also are going to collect money from you. Newcastle United have been offered Watford and Nigerian forward Emmanuel Dennis, 24, along with Burnley's 25-year-old Ivory Coast winger Maxwell Comet. Okay, do they want him? I don't know, but he's in the market. Watford knows they cannot be paying heavy salaries for these players, so they're trying to sell some so that they get championship level players. Arsenal face competition from Manchester United to sign Chelsea and France midfielder N'Golo Kante. Who say Arsenal need N'Golo Kante? For what? He's a spend for, so I'm not saying last season. Hey, Arsenal are big go Man United and Chelsea go buy rotten fish. Hey, what people? Barcelona and Spain midfielder Sergio Busquets, 33, has been approached by MLS club over a move next summer. Norwich City, the lovers of relegation, okay, have agreed a club record deal worth 11.5 million for Sao Paulo's Brazilian attacking midfielder Gabriel Sara, 23. In a few years' time, this Gabriel Sara will be sold for 80 million. The Brazilians have said it. Senator Song, say Edafe. You know well, Romelu Lukaku Bolingoli is better than the whole Ghana State plus coach. I'm a good player. He said better. Bukayo Saka, I want to go feel this Bukayo Saka boot. Not to talk of Odegaard or Emily Smith. Even Lacazette that we let go is better than he says better than the Arsenal. Lukaku, that player. Lukaka, that bag of shit. What I go sign. I beg you, let's talk about better footballers. Let's not be talking about Lukaka, or Uluku. Yes, this one is from Divine Tonkeye. Divine Tonkeye said, good morning, boss. Ronaldo is a solution we don't need right now. Okay, that's a Joseph responding. Okay, and it says the move will likely disrupt the rebuilding process Tuchel is trying to do. I still prefer Neymar to Chelsea than Ronaldo. You better make we go South America, go find striker and young ones. And then he said, I don't understand why these players they take a pay cut to join a broke Barcelona. Plus, sir, I need you to help me understand something. How did Chelsea move from Gioscandi as main target to some other defenders once Marina lost a job? It seems someone else was truly in charge of the transfers and not Thomas Tuchel's choice. Obviously, you know, when you tell people in football, like football fans, that the coaches have very, very little to do with players that are signed in the club. They say, oh, Pep Guardiola spent this money. What the coaches do is the coach say you, I need a right-sided defender, and then gives you the statistics via a statistics person. What this is how we play, this is what the player must have. So there is a lot of options. So maybe as Mariana left, Mariana is the one in the conversation. What some people do is when they leave a company, when they leave a business, they move with their contact. Because we live in a contact world. This world now, what the most powerful thing you can have is your contact list. Okay, if you have a very powerful contact list, people will hire you, people will pay you also the money. It's just like when you say Sabinos made XYZ millions, it's his numbers. Okay, the same way with a lot of the skill makers. So you can't just jump into skills and think you will make that kind of money. You have to first of all cultivate their kind of numbers and then be able to do it. So maybe Mariana has moved, and then the people on Sevilla and Giuscani's side does not feel comfortable discussing with anybody on the Chelsea side, especially there is actually nobody to discuss with. So it's difficult. And Bowley is an American who does not. So Americans always focus on the numbers of money. Like, okay, how many shirts are we going to sell to recover this money? How many tickets are we going to sell to make money? That's American business model. Okay, American business model is different from the European business model. The European business model is designed for you to be broke, but just sustain tradition. If you look carefully in England, they call it England the home of football. How many English people own English teams? Okay, say this one person is English richest man. England person would rather go and buy a vintage Aston Martin, park it in the garage, and be telling people that I have so and so vintage Aston Martin than to own a football club. Because let's be very honest here in this conversation. Football is not a profitable business. I don't know anybody, if you know, remind me. I don't know anybody in world football that bought a club and became richer from the club. Everybody who owns a club become poorer. It's just a business that is different, especially in Europe. In America, it's different. They make money from sports business. But in Europe, the model, that's why I always say that European football is a scam. But when I say people that you don't know, it's a scam because it does not make sense. Chelsea, look at Roman Abramovich coming to Chelsea. What did he make in 19 years? Who does a business for 19 years and there was never a day he made a profit? He actually now even got worse. He left the business. They took everything. They robbed him. British people robbed him. They stole his business. He didn't make any money. Name one person who's ever owned a European business. Silvio Berlusconi was among the top 10 richest men when he bought AC Milan in 1986. By the time he sold the club, he's freaking broke. Like very, very broke. Jesus Gil, a football killer. You can take it on and on everywhere. I'm talking single ownership now. So football business is crazy. But I think that there is a cabal, there's a cartel. There's something that goes on that we all really don't understand. Even me as an insider don't know. I know that football is rigged. That one is sure. Almost every league is rigged based on keeping tradition. And then there is a whole marketing model that runs the ring around it. What they use the money to do, I don't know. Maybe it's drug, maybe it's crime, maybe organized crime, maybe a black web, something anyway. But there's just something about football that doesn't make sense. There's not a person you can point and say, this guy bought this club, he was this broke, and then when he finished, after 10 years, he became this rich. Mike Ashley. Not name anybody. Nobody gets out of football rich. It's people are money. You go die inside. Nothing successful will come out. You drive one old Benz, you drive one, after that, nothing. Be like 419 too. You go carry a few dirty Olosho girls with another levels. You go buy 2 Mercedes Benz. You go stay for some flat where you know if you pay rent at the end of the day. Very dirty, but you feel like you're living a life. Nothing comes out. That's how football be. Football be like secret court. you think you're enjoying it, but there's nothing good. When you finish school, you can't realize they're not giving you job. The person will be your capo, so you never get job too. The result not good. Okay. Yeah, grassroots football in Nigeria is very, very profitable. It's very, very profitable if you know what you're doing. Because there's also a lot of people who are doing grassroots football who have gone from trying in life to almost committing suicide. I know many people. People call me every day. I know. But I'm just saying that in the larger scale, the clubs that are making profits are clubs like, when you look at Bayern Munich, it's not owned by anybody. When you look at clubs like Real Madrid, and there is the political side that we don't even try to discuss. Look at Barcelona, for instance. For the kind of depth that Barcelona were into, by the rules of the game, they were supposed to go into administration. If there was any other club that's owing that money, they'll go into administration. So that's the reason why I always say that there's something behind football that we all don't discuss because we don't have all the facts. But that's a conversation for another day. I'm just saying that it's not a big deal. And when people were saying, Martin Tyler is listening to me this morning. My guy is listening to me in the UK. It don't provoke, as I said, the football for Europe is rigged. Right? My guy don't provoke. Look at read with you. Mr. Martin, yeah, I know you. I get that. Good morning to you. Okay, but I mean, it is what it is. I shouldn't be saying that. I shouldn't be saying that. But I'm saying it. I'm entitled to my opinion. I will say it anytime, any day. Okay. Wow. Okay, so I'll come back to you after my show. We'll have that conversation behind closed door. Okay, so that's my position about it. I don't know anybody who's bought a club and then came out richer than they were before they got the club. Can be from Chelsea, Roman Abramovich, just name it. They go in, they get good. Some will die in a helicopter crash. Some just something just doesn't work right for me. But we'll see at the end of the day what it will turn into. That's a different conversation. That's a message for me to read. Okay. Senator Som on Instagram say grassroots football in Nigeria is profitable. For those who know road, not be everybody. People like Aji Gafar, there's people who do profitable business. So let me go to my house, YouTube. Lord Mayor say, greetings, boss, greetings to you. Peter, I wanted to say, locked and loaded for the show. Yeah, that's the name of the movie, locked and loaded. Okay, Mayor, say, don't mind they be keyboard warriors. Okay, Lord Mayor, I say, boss, don't you think Nigerian media are too hard on our coaches? Which of the coaches are you talking about? Well, if it is the sports media, I've always said it. And people say that I'm a sports media practitioner and I'm attacking the sports journalists all the time. Yes, I am, because to be very, very honest here, we don't have a sports media. We have very stupid, disgruntled people who parade themselves as sports media practitioners. And that there's a reason, okay? There's a reason for it. The old guard, if you look at the way the media is, because I was there too, the old guard created a system that makes you feel like truth is when you are insulting the establishment, when you are tearing them down, when you bring down coaches and players and the administrators without even looking at the facts on the table. And so we've all grown up thinking, oh, this person became a great journalist by doing this. This person became a journalist. But you see, there is a shift. There is a paradigm shift. You have to know that. If you don't know that, you will be lost in transition. In today's world, what we need in our football is to turn it into a viable business, a commercial enterprise, a GDP growing enterprise. That's something we've not been able to achieve. So anybody who's working in the new media space should be thinking of IP. What is IP? Intellectual property. Should be thinking content-wise. Should be thinking creating something creative that would add value to the system. Value-added broadcasting is what we now need. We don't need to tear them down, hot shots, do this one, do that one, negativity anymore. But you see, bad habits is hard to quit. It's not easy. It takes concerted effort. It takes deliberate and strategic effort, being intentional to break away from it. And most times, when the crowd are doing something, the majority are doing something, and you're trying to be different, it becomes very awkward and bad. So the norm, I remember, the norm is we don't even analyze anymore, and that also affects the quality of analysis that we put out. Let me give you a good example. If Pep Guardiola wins 10 consecutive games, it is seen as routine. You now start hearing And then you tune into the Nigerian radio and you say like, it's making football boring. They win too much. But then once that same person that's making football boring now gives you the excitement by losing one game, you now hear things like, oh, it's a fraud, it's a this, because it's a predetermined concept. They don't tell you what the team that defeats Man City did well. They don't tell you what City didn't do. Take the Champions League finals, for instance. Everybody just hang on to one conversation. And that one conversation was, he did play a defensive midfielder. That's why he lost. But the previous two games that he had lost to Chelsea, he played one single defensive midfielder. The other one, he played two defensive midfielders. He still lost. But everybody just hang on to that one because that is the best way that suits their narrative. And these are narratives that are predetermined even before the game. So even if you don't see the game, you just make it like that. It's also the same thing with our football. When we lost to South Africa, it wasn't because the team was not good. The squad, the quality of the players were there. These players will go on to win the tournament again. But the coach didn't make the proper selection. And let's try to understand one thing with coaching. When we say proper selection, is because we think they should have done something different. But guess what? The coach in his thinking would have been saying, you know what? I need to have a surprise element for them and do it like this. It's just like West Ham when he won the Nations Cup in '94. Everybody said, oh, bringing Arnaut last was a magic. But I bet you, if we had lost that game, everybody would have said, why did he change what was working for him? Why did he decide to use the finals of the Nations Cup to make experiment? He underrated Zambia and he paid for it. He's not a good coach. But because he won, everybody's hailing him. Same thing with Johannes Bonfrey in 2000. When he was winning and got all the way to the finals, everybody was happy. When he played Chukwuemeka in the finals, and he had not played before, and then we eventually won. Even though Chukwuemeka scored, and we lost on penalty, some people still blamed him. So that's the thing. But the culture of blame does not work now. You know why? Because one thing that we don't know is the footballers, the coaches, the team, the FA don't even need the media that much again. The era of going to the media and trying to be popular is long gone. Because look at the players themselves. If you look at the numbers of their social media numbers, compare it to almost all the Nigerian media, their numbers are higher. So why should they listen to Nigerian media when they can put out their message across? Why should they even grant interview to them? So the Nigerian media, obviously, when you don't grant an interview, you become personal non grata. They declare you a convict, and then they will do with you whatever they want. They take you to the execution slab and slaughter you as best as they can. But that is not working because these people can do with or without you. That's something we need to learn. And the earlier we learn it, the better. But unfortunately, we're not learning that. And that's what we did that to Gonotro. We did it to Philippe Troussier. We've done it to every coach that we have. It's maybe it had worked in the time past, but right now it's not working anymore. It's not working anymore. So we need to change. Add value. It doesn't mean you can't criticize. You still have to criticize when there is the need to criticize, but not criticize to destroy. What I hated was we know that they will fail. This is the Super Falcons, the most successful team in Africa. If we count the early 91 and 93, they've won 11 of this trophy. They've only lost it twice. And then people are celebrating that they lost. I don't get it. But hey, it's our people. So it's one of those things that you just see and you just laugh. Johnny Gaffer, oh my guy, my brother, one major supporter of this project. Johnny Gaffer is someone in the Daffy is actually Plumtree injured. Yes, she's injured. So they keep her out of the team to get her well. But the coach says that she's back in training. She'll be ready for Cameroon. I heard some talk. She is being punished for speaking out after the. No. She's injured. She actually have a minor injury. Nobody's punishing anybody. All the hijack deal this summer, no work. Why some will work anyway? Lord May also went and say, you see the Lucas Paqueta, which position he go play for us? He's not coming to Arsenal. Arsenal is not making any offer for him. There's no deal in place for that one. So forget about it. Arsenal is not going, just a rumor. Some people want to sell their player, and because Arsenal is spending right now, everybody thinks they need to associate Arsenal's name to a player to create an auction. Arsenal is not going for him. He's not coming to Arsenal. Lord May went on to say, I don't think Cristiano Ronaldo will go to Chelsea. I believe he will go to Bayern. Bayern have come out to make a complete open disclaimer. They don't need him. They don't want him. They don't have plans for him. Nobody's going to pay Cristiano Ronaldo that money in Bayern. 500 for what? Who will it be? You want to look Bush. Mendes will do deal with Bayern with future transfer, so Bayern will sign him. No, Bayern don't do business with Mendes. Bayern don't have that kind of ransom mentality where an agent will hold them to ransom. If you look at Bayern business model does not fit that kind of conversation. So it's not wrong. As a Patrick, since Liverpool don't win title now, as a Patrick, they did very, very scared. So, good morning, boss. Good morning to you. Peter, I wanted to say Cristiano Ronaldo going to Chelsea is a big no for me. It will definitely give them a wow moment, yeah, that's Cristiano Ronaldo, but that will be just that. His salary will shake the squad. Same effect Sanchez had on United. As Patrick said, as a long-time Arsenal fan, what is that one thing you would have loved to see about Jack Wilshere, and what is that one moment that comes to your head when you hear his name? The one thing I would have loved to see for him, does he have potential? Yes. Would have loved to see him learn football the proper way. I think he didn't learn football properly. His academic training was a waste. I would have loved to see him hold the ball and raise his head, because that was his problem. The fact that he wasn't raising his head properly is why he was always running into roadblock and injuring himself. The one moment that comes to me was one beautiful move. I can't remember the team that we played. That one beautiful team move that ended up with him starting the move and him ending up scoring the goal that Olivier Giroud, just gave him, and then he scored that goal. There's some beautiful movement with Jack Wilshere, but I just think that Jack Wilshere, for me, from the very first game he played, I'm one of those people who thought he wasn't a good footballer. So it doesn't have memories for me. My sweet memory players, when I think of Arsenal players that I always think about are Wright, Dennis Beckham, Marco Vargas, Patrick Vieira, Thierry Henry, Nicolas Anelka, Jose Antonio Reyes. Oh God, against Real Madrid, I can't forget what he did to Cecilio and a host of other players. Robbie Van Persie, Sex Fabregas, the love of my life. So Campbell, Colatori, who grew from nothing to something. Ashley Cole, what's it called? Jack Wilshere, Ramsey, Theo Walcott, all these guys are the same players. I don't reckon with them. But will I be happy? Say, I'm happy I'm able to watch your program live. Thank you very much. As a Patrick say, and about Gabriel Jesus, or Gabriel Jesus, whatever the name is, after watching his first game, are you optimistic? I don't need to watch his first game to be optimistic. I watch him play for how many years? I watch him win 4 league titles with Manchester City. You think, do I need to watch him? I watch him play for Brazil, I watch him play for Man City. When we signed Gabriel Jesus or Jesus or whatever they want us to call him, I knew we're signing quality. Is he going to give me 50 goals a season? No. Is he going to score goals? Yes. He's going to play more consistently. But I still think that Arsenal need one more striker. Eddie Nketiah still not passed my test. He's still just there. He's still one of those players that, okay, as an academic product, I don't think that £100,000 a week is too much for him. But hey, it is his luck. It's earned. Let's say if you pay the price, you can earn the reward. So he's earned it. Gabriel Jesus, I'm always optimistic. I was happy that we signed him. This conversation about signing him have been on for about 4 to 5 months. So we finally got the day across the line. It's beautiful. I love the fact that we have him, but I think that he's not your goal poacher. Okay, so he's like your Thomas Muller. We still need our Lewandowski. If we can't get a Lewandowski, Eddie Nketiah is not a Lewandowski. So we just have to be there. Let's not forget that. So we lost Aubameyang. Let's take it hypothetically that we had Eddie Nketiah when we lost Aubameyang. So Eddie Nketiah is not a new signing per se. So Eddie Nketiah is Eddie Nketiah. Now we lost Aubameyang, and then we lost Lacazette. Lacazette is the replacement for Lacazette is Gabriel Jesus. Now who replaces Aubameyang? We've not replaced Aubameyang. That is the body that is missing in the squad. But I'm looking at the transfer and the speculation. I'm thinking, okay, Mikel Arteta wants to do Pep Guardiola 2.0 or low budget Pep Guardiola. What do I mean by that? They want to have, yes, there's Gabriel Jesus, there's Nketiah, there's Martinelli, Saka, but he wants to have more players in the midfield. Because look at the squad we already have. You're still looking for 2 more midfielders. What does that tell you? He wants to have more players, and if he wants to do what Pep Guardiola does and see how it works. Well, it's an experiment. The good thing is there's no pressure on him to win a league title. So all he needs to do is to get into the top 4. And I think he's got a squad that will make the top 4 already. Am I optimistic about Gabriel Jesus? Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I mean, you can say that again. I think that top 4 is as good as guaranteed. People will not agree with me, but I think it's as good as guaranteed. Okay. Will I be happy? Said Sterling won't have much problem because he is an English player. And you know how English hype their players. No, Sterling is good. Great, I don't know, but he's good. His numbers are not bad. You can't argue against his numbers. That's one thing about Ryan Sterling. And he said, please, what can you say about MFN FC going to relegation to the second division? They will be back, maybe 2 or 3 seasons from now, they will be back. But MFN is a dream without a plan. So it's wishful thinking. MFN have been around for a while, but it's a dream without a plan. And any dream without a plan is wishful thinking. It's like dating a boy that you don't know his house. You guys are always meeting either in a hotel or somebody else's house, but you don't know his house. That's not plan for marriage. It's not going to lead to marriage. There's nothing coming up. That is just sexual relationship, right? That's the thing with MFN. MFN didn't have a plan. They didn't know what they were doing. Even though, the whole Lagos have not had a team in 10 years in the league, so let's support them, let's give them all this thing. You knew that this was a house that was bound to fail. This was a project that was bound to fail. There's nobody out there who will come there and try to make me feel like, oh, MFM, this is a mistake. It's not a mistake. This was this was coming. This was a long time coming. They just had a good coach, a bunch of young players who wanted to really play football and shine. But MFN didn't have a plan. There's no plan for MFN. You go and greet the pastor. Daddy, good evening, sir. I like football. We have a coach it. Go and manage it. You don't run the football. The football, what would they like so far, bro? That's it. Let's be very honest here. All you that are fans of other clubs abroad, if MFN was playing in Europe, will you do support them? Nobody will support them, man. So when people ask me this question about MFN, like, you already know what the answer is, so, but you just want to have a question like, oh, maybe let's ask question. MFN was a failed project from day one. I keep saying it, but people say, oh, maybe I have beef with Copenhagen. Oh, I have beef with... No, I don't have beef. This is a league. This is football. And I think that once you don't have a business model to back a football club, you're wasting your time. It's going to crash. It's like the same thing I said about people who are attacking on social media. Where are they today? It's going to crash. Same thing with Diwa, same thing with Nembe. See, all these football club. Football is serious business. I remember when the owner of the United said he was going to make me lose my job abroad. I said, oh God, you go spend this money, you go run. I've been in it. I might be young, but I first saw of a football club. I know how it be. There's no business model behind it. You go crash. It's just like this Lagos City now. Sporting Lagos. My God, go ahead there. When what's his name? Shola, don't spend 1 billion. And the season and then they go anywhere. He go realize, say, okay, Nigeria economy might be bad, but 1 billion is good money that he could have invested in real estate and he'll be getting returns. Because there's no plan. Look at Remo. That's a club with a plan. You can't fault them. Even if Remo go on relegation, you know this is a club with a plan. And it didn't take that time to get to the continent. And MFN don't get plan. They're not even supposed to play in Nigeria Premier League. Being in Nigeria Premier League is a waste of time and space. I'm sorry. People don't like this thing I'm saying, but it is what it is, man. I'm too old to be lying to people, to be caressing and romancing people and telling people they are beautiful when they are ugly. Peter, another gala situation loading in Kante's case for Arsenal. I don't think Arsenal need Kante anyway, as they are about buying the shaft from Chelsea. Another Peter Cech, another Kante, another Silvestri. Please, we don't want. Olabi happy. Say Kante has done his best for Chelsea, so let him go. Let him go, but not to Arsenal. I prepare for retirement. He got thunder fire you. Okay, Peter Wanoda is laughing at you. Then he said the most profitable people on the footballing world has to be football agent, whether Ibada or Igudo, they will still shop. Yeah, that's true. Yes, they are the only legalized fraudsters in the world. Football agents are the only legalized fraudsters in the world. They are sanctioned and approved to be fraudsters, and they get paid. Yeah. Lord Mayor said Falcons coach has been complaining that our media have been too bad. Yes, our media are bad. So that's not a complaint again, it's a known thing. Lord Mayor said Nigerians always look for excuses if we lose a match. All I'll be happy to say that's why I would love our ex-players to think about going into that line instead of being prayer warriors for a Nigerian politician or make us invest on bet company, Warri Legend, Okocha and Co. Like Warri Legend. There's no worry legend as an ex-player. The only worry legend is and he has not asked you to invest. When I they give my city to people who never know where worry do, you should be worry legend. When I call people where they say I know, when I know where they do, because I know go because I for grow up, even though they say that from that I for come. If I talk about unicorn, I say go boy, not be worry. When I come down, when I carry everything, that's people like that. Lord Mayor, and meanwhile I grew up on Benin and Lagos, so no, I don't bring worry to the conversation. Lord Mayor say Arsenal versus Norwich is the game Jack scored that beautiful goal. Okay, thank you very much. As Patrick is saying, this English app will talk about all I have to say is if they don't hype their own players, is it German players they will? No, there's nothing wrong with hyping them, but hype players with substance. If you hype Harry Kane, nobody will argue against you. If you hype Harry Kane, nobody's going to argue against you. If you hype John Terry when he was playing for Club Pastor Vigera, nobody's going to argue against you. But don't tell me that Jack Wilshere is on the same level with Xavi. You don't remember when they say it's on the same level with Ogasco, it's on the same level with Xavi. Like, what are these people? Are these people drunk? Who's happy and rependo? So that's the thing. Okay, Nigerian media should do the same. We will do the same, but we're not gonna. Okay, it's like me telling you that Moses Simon is world class. It's on David Beckham level. Hey, now calm down. Now, be coming down. True. No, we can't do that. We, the good people of Lagos, will still support them. We will be Norwich fans. No wahala. Go ahead. Peter, I will not there. Now, Ogoachuku, not worry. Don't mind that. They also carry worry. They give people will be saying not worry. Oluwadare, second morning, Legote, please. Are we going to get another episode of the special delivery this week? I'm really loving it. Okay, so the special delivery, right? The target, the contract that I signed with the production team is to produce 1,000 episodes. So get it at the back of your mind that we will keep churning out the special delivery. 1,000 episodes is what we plan. So sometimes we might have itches. We might have, I can travel this week. We might have itches. But target is 1,000 episodes. So you will definitely get this week. Let's keep your fingers crossed. You will see them. Tamoy said, well done, Alabata. What are your predictions for the next season, EPL and UCL? UCL, I can't predict UCL right now, but I know that the EPL will be won by Manchester City. Liverpool will still be in the running, but they will not be as close as they were last season. If you discount Chelsea and your business, I think that Arsenal have the very, very good chance to be in the top four. Spurs, somebody said they are in the title push. Even if I slap Emmanuel Sebastian, say they are in the title push, but I don't think they are in the title push anyway. Oluyens, my sister, my beautiful, brilliant sister. Say, could that be why Edu and Ateta are looking for another winger to assist Gabriel Jesus? I think so. And she said, good morning, Okui. Good morning to you. And Feifa, I say, nice work, Sailegote. Thank you very much. And Chike say, hello. You guys should update the special delivery, please. Fashion's interview was good. I note that someone that grows up abroad sees racism differently from who grew up in Nigeria. So what do you say? What should we update? I need to know. Chicken, what should we update? The special delivery is brought to you every 2 weeks, once every 2 weeks, and it's Thursdays. Today is Monday. We're not Thursday yet, so we should update. Update what? That's not a cool down. If now you produce that special delivery, if now you put your half a pocket, bring $75,000 to produce this thing, so you think say you're just trying to act like that. You have just two because it's once every 2 weeks. Oga, calm down. Be calming down. I'm not even see your comment for this. Be calming down. Oh. Okay. So we've come to the end. We started it. We're not just going to do 2 episodes and just stay. Think about it now. The target is to do 1,000 episodes. And after that, we can now decide, okay, we want to get past 1,000 episodes. But that's what I signed off to do. Like, I want to do 1,000 episodes. Because by the time I hit 1,000 episodes, it will be something that nobody in Africa is doing. Right? You don't just start and do 2 episodes and move away. No. But the thing is, while we're doing all this thing, it costs a lot of money. Some part of the business, this business suffers for special delivery to work. And then special delivery also suffers for the Super Eagles documentary that we're doing that cost us $1 million loss to work. But we have to find the balance. I understand that the fans want everything that they want on speed dial, but it's not going to happen like that, because while we're doing it, we're also searching for money. Now, I'm just about signing up for something else in Port Harcourt, and some things will suffer. This live stream might suffer a whole lot, but it's for progress, right? I'm always up to do something new. I'm not satisfied with any kind of progress that I've made in life. I'm always like, okay, yes, I've done this, I've achieved it. Let's move to the next one. I've done this, I've achieved it. Let's move to the next one. Okay, let's sustain this. Let's do that. That's the way it is. Hey, my boss of bosses, Toyosi, I cite you. You're coming late. Abraham Osai says, longest time, oh, please. Which radio station are you now? Good morning. Where you see me soon? I'm the radio station where I did. This place where you see me soon. Every day, 9 o'clock, be here. You will see me. Or listen on www.elegotetv.com/radio. That's where I am. That's as me yam now. This place that as me yam, that you are seeing me shopping the yam here. That's where I am. So you see, long time, see, we need to hook up. I don't understand. You don't miss it in action. You just disappear on me and Larry. That be so show. Now you be master. You are the master of this matter. Okay, all I'm happy. Say, wish to meet you someday, Elegote. I love the way you analyze football right from your days in Brilla, but I may walk. No, allow me. They follow you live. That's why I download and listen. Hopefully, I will join you live if I can. When you're ready, I'll be army family too. I'll be army begin. So let's do it together. I'm in the army myself. Last year March, I lost my brother Major Sam in Zamfara. One of the IEDs bombing. I've killed my brother, and it was very, 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 very. Okay. All I'll be happy say, Mana is my choice. What shall be Mana again? Mana. No, not may you happy. That award go tough for Awolabi is say that's because hype too much on Salah. Okay. Right, this is where we draw the curtain. The Vine of Pay said that I wonder why Randy apologized for his statement on our press being negative. Now, how much you asking for this? Being negative because that is actually true. What do you think of Michael Olise to Chelsea Football Club? Why would Chelsea be looking for Michael Olise when they have Conor Gallagher? Let's be very honest here. Is Olise better than Conor Gallagher? I don't think so. They play in the same club, right? If you have a Conor Gallagher, why Chelsea did they ever value their own? But when they are good players, just good. You can't put Michael Olise in the level of Deco, in the level of Ballack, in the level of some of the past midfielders that have played for Chelsea. So it's the same of the same. How much is he better than Mason Mount? So Chelsea need real senior player, real tested player, not turn into an academy. They are beginning to look like the last 10 years of Arsene Wenger. They continue like this. But anyways, I gotta go. It's raining. It's cold. I need to go hug my pillow. My wife is still around. Oh, somebody tell them that to love them. Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much, everybody, for your time. And it's good. It's good that we do this. Let's do it again tomorrow. If you've not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please help us to subscribe. And then when we put out our content, help us to watch and drop a comment. Whether it's on the podcast, drop a comment, because engagement is what makes us feel comfortable putting out more. Engage us. Okay, tell us, talk to us why you like it, what you want, who else you want us to interview. You can help us, the fans. I mean, participate in it. Don't just love it and then be a secret disciple. No, participate. And I also do the same thing here. Oh, Feifa, she said, oh, that is why you had your brother picture on your DP that long. Yeah, that's why I had him there for 1 whole year. It was painful, it was sad. But hey, like I've been losing people in the last 18 months. Just last month I lost 2 sisters. Last year I lost 2. I mean, you start asking yourself whether you're going to die next. Wow, I have children and I'm young. I want to be here to watch them graduate, attend their marriage, attend their child education. It's all of these guys. I gotta go. I played too much, right? But that's where I find my happiness in here. And it's raining cats and dogs. But I gotta go. God bless you guys. Have for yourself a wonderful day. Be part of the positive, the good out of this country, and not the negative. If you disagree with people, don't insult them. Just state your point, your views, and let's move on. Maturity is very, very important. Let's not lose friends because of elections, because of politicians, or because of football. Okay? Let's make friends. Let's collaborate. Let's be better people. God bless you. My name is Idafi Manchester. You love to come in your local Thomas Sports. It's been a wonderful time. Beautiful time spent here. Uzezi, you choose the wrong time to come. I'm signing out and I'm leaving. Hasta la vista. Arrivederci. Bye bye.